Brazil is about to privatize its biggest sanitation company. São Paulo state government has just introduced a bill authorizing a follow-on share offering to hand over Sabesp, the state sanitation company, to private control. I'm Fabiane Menezes, deputy editor at the Brazilian Report, and this week we're going to explain what this deal means for Brazil's sanitation sector. So this week, I'm joined by our finance reporter, Joo Rodriguez, who was in charge of covering the story about the plans for the privatization of Sabesp, São Paulo Sanitation Company. Hi, Diogo.
Hi, Fabi. It's nice to be here.
Yes, so thanks for joining us. Before we get into this week's discussion, I'd like to tell our viewers that this is a very special week for us at the Brazilian Report because we are celebrating our 6th anniversary. Since our launch, our company has undergone countless transformations, expanded to multiple cities in Argentina, and gained readers from all over the world. Thanks to our readers and viewers for such a milestone. If you follow us every week on YouTube, you may not know that what we produce every day. We produce daily newsletters, exclusive stories, analysis for our website, and also our weekly podcast. If you want to have the full experience of the Brazilian Report, you should subscribe. And today, because it's our 6th anniversary, we have special conditions. From today, October 19 to November 19, you can enjoy 1 month of any subscription for free using a special coupon, TBR, the initials of the Brazilian Report, TBR6. Premium, standard, light, all our subscription plans will be accessible for free for 1 month read. Don't miss this opportunity. If you already subscribed to the Brazilian Report, check out our Buy Me a Coffee page and donate a cup of coffee to our reporters. You can also join the Buy Me a Coffee community for exclusive access to behind-the-scenes content and content about how we do our journalism. You will also get a shout out on our Explaining Brazil podcast. The page is buymeacoffee.com/Brazilian Report. You can also flash the QR code on your screen. Now, back to the show. Diogo, when Tarcísio de Freitas, who was Jair Bolsonaro, former infrastructure minister, when he won the race for the state government last year, for the state government of São Paulo, he made some ambiguous statements regarding the possible privatization of state-owned companies, including Sabesp, the state sanitation company. He said that the issue would have to be more carefully studied, and that the state will analyze if privatizing the company was a good path. I think the mystery now is over, right? He has just introduced a bill authorizing a follow-on share offering to hand over the company to private control. What does the bill say? What is the plan of the state of São Paulo for Sabesp?
Well, the mystery is indeed over, Fabi. First of all, we have to remember that Sabesp is a company that already trades shares on the São Paulo Stock Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange. The state of São Paulo's government is the largest shareholder, holding a 50.3% stake. So the idea behind this bill is to reduce the government's ownership stake in Sabesp. And to achieve this, the government will use a process known as follow-on, which involves selling its shares to private investors. This process is similar to what the Jair Bolsonaro administration did when it privatized Eletrobras, which is a major energy producer and distributor here in Brazil. And the goal here is to relinquish control of the company by diluting the shares until the government holds somewhere between 15 and 30%. This exact percentage will be determined later. Also, the government will retain a golden share, which is a preferred share granting veto power to the public administration in specific decisions. This mechanism is included in the bill and will be used to veto changes in the company's name, its corporate purpose, and its headquarters, among other things.
I see. Diogo, can you walk us through why and I mean how important Sabesp is, how emblematic this deal can be for the sanitation sector in Brazil, or even for the state-owned companies that we have here in the country?
Yeah, well, Sabesp is the largest sanitation company here in Brazil. The company provides water services to 28 million people in the São Paulo state and handles sewage collection for 25 million. It claims to account for 30% of all Brazilian investments in basic sanitation, and it has over 12,000 employees and an estimated market value of 39 billion reais, which is roughly $7.7 billion. So we can definitely say that Sabesp is an important player in the field, and this process is being closely watched by the whole country and, of course, outside of Brazil.
Yeah, so it can be a very, very big opportunity for investors, right? Thanks for showing us this big picture related to this deal. Before we continued, I have to remind our viewers about how they can support our work. You see, what you see here every week at Brazil This Week is just a tiny fraction of the content we create every day. The full story of Sabesp, for example, is on our website. To read it and have unlimited access to our content in all platforms. And of course, help us continue with our work. Please subscribe to the Brazilian Report. The subscriptions are what keep us going. As I mentioned before at the beginning of this video, today is our 6th anniversary, so we have special conditions. Starting today, you can enjoy 1 month of the Brazilian Report for free if you subscribe to any of our plans using a special coupon, TBR, the initials of the Brazilian Report, TBR6. The first one is for free. You can also check out our Buy Me a Coffee page, join our community there, and donate a cup of coffee to our reporters. The page is buymeacoffee.com/Brazilian Report. You can also flash the QR code on your screen. Now, back to our conversation. Diogo, the step that the governor of São Paulo took this week is just the first run, right? It's the first step regarding the privatization of Sabesp. Are there any obstacles to this operation moving forward?
Yes. Well, in theory, he has a clear path in the state legislature. In theory, Governor Freitas should have no trouble passing the bill because he has the majority to do so. But there might be some problems in the future because the left-wing opposition to his administration wants to challenge the bill and the privatization and the courts. And just so you understand what are the claims that they have that can be taken to court, they accuse the state government of employing a legal maneuver to facilitate this privatization. Instead of proposing a change to the state constitution, São Paulo has a state constitution, the government is pursuing privatization through a regular bill, which requires a lower voting threshold to pass. So if the government were to do it by an amendment to the constitution, he would need more votes, a larger majority, which is harder to get. So we can anticipate some legal battles over this matter. Opposition parties have already said that they're going after this in courts. So this is not going to be it's going to have some bumps on the road for the governor, for sure.
Yes, and I believe that the market interest in the deal is also huge. This will definitely help, right,
Yes.
the deal moving forward. For consumers, for people living in São Paulo and the regions that are served by Sabesp, will consumers gain or lose something with this privatization?
Well, as usual for us, Fabi, the people who live here in Sao Paulo, we're concerned that the privatization will make utilities more expensive. And these concerns are valid because when you consider that water and sewage bills have increased by roughly 9.5% in the Sao Paulo metro area, you can see how you can see why people are afraid. This rate is higher than the overall inflation for the region, which stood roughly at 5% in September. So it's a great difference, 9.5, 5%. That's a big difference. But the state government says that this will not happen. And they claim that the tariff reductions will be facilitated. They say that the tariff is going to go down once the privatization is concluded by creating a support fund, which will receive at least 30% of the proceeds from the privatization follow-on offering, and also a portion of the company's dividends allocated in the state treasury. So the government is saying that the tariffs are going to go down. They're not going to get more expensive because, the privatization is going to generate lots of cash for the government, and the opposition and other people, unions, are questioning the government, saying, well, that's not bound to happen. Why aren't we doing this right now? Because Sabesp is very lucrative. Like I said, it shares stocks and stock exchanges. So this is something that's being contested by opposition and by other actors.
Okay, thanks, Diogo. We will continue covering this issue because we understand how big this deal could be, probably be the biggest deal in sanitation sector, not only in Brazil, but in Latin America too. So thanks for joining us this week, Diogo. It was great to have you here.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone who's watching.
So now we end our live broadcast of the Brazil this week. See you all next week.